Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Marty Bennett. I'm with the Living Wage Coalition. And the Living Wage Coalition said the best way to earn a living wage in America is to join a union. We believe that the right to form a union is a fundamental human right, as stated in Article 23 of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. Further, we believe that union organizing and collective bargaining are fundamental constitutional rights protected by the First Amendment that guarantees freedom of association. Historical experience indicates that strong, independent, democratic unions are vital for societies where human rights are respected. Unions are an essential institution in a democratic society as they give members a voice and representation in the workplace and serve to counterbalance the concentrated power of corporate capital. We believe it is critical that all workers, union and non-union, stand in solidarity with the public sector workers in Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, and elsewhere who are attempting to retain their collective bargaining rights. We believe that if their fundamental rights related to freedom of association and collective bargaining are denied, other rights are also at risk. If we don't stand up now against the abuses of power by the likes of Governor Scott Walker, other liberties such as freedom of speech and freedom of assembly could be called into question. The public sector is the only industry where workers enjoy basic labor rights and protections today. In the private sector, the National Labor Relations Act, passed in 1935 to protect workers' rights, is effectively not enforced and virtually meaningless. 20,000 workers are illegally discharged or disciplined each year for union activity. As a consequence, unionization rates in the private sector have fallen to the lowest rates in a century. If public sector employees are stripped of the right to join a union, this will only drive down their pay and benefits, and in turn, non-union workers in both the public and private sectors will experience further declines in their compensation. Union workers, bring the floor up for everyone. What is occurring in Wisconsin is not about the state budget or the pay and benefits of public employees. Walker's actions are a naked power grab, using budget issues as a pretext to eliminate collective bargaining rights. The Great Recession of 2008 blew a hole in municipal and state budgets, leading to a dramatic decline of revenues, and more than 400,000 public sector workers have been laid off, with more to follow. It was not the alleged excessive pay and benefits of elementary school teachers or public health nurses that triggered the Great Recession, but rather this crisis was triggered by the largest financial and investment firms on Wall Street. They engaged in reckless speculation in deregulated home mortgage markets and reaped huge profits, and then were rescued by bailouts from the government.
Where's our bailout? When?
The greed of these financial institutions and the wealthy is without limit. Last year alone, the leading U.S. investment and financial firms paid out a record $144 billion in salaries and benefits. And just wrap your arms about this one last figure. The percent of the nation's total income going to the upper 1%, all right, in 1980 was 9%. But this has now ballooned to 23% in 2007. And this unprecedented level of concentration of wealth has enabled the wealthy and corporations to disproportionately influence public policy such as tax policy. In California alone, the extension of the Bush tax cuts will bring $14 billion to the upper 1% of Californians that they will take home to their mansions. So please help me out here. We have not a spending crisis. We have a revenue crisis in this country. to pay for vital public services, maintain adequate levels of public employment, and to create desperately needed jobs for the unemployed requires that we raise taxes on those who can most afford it, and that is the upper 1% and the corporations. Tell me if we the people, yes, we can. At the federal level, we should implement a 2% surcharge or wealth tax on incomes above $1 million. Yes, we can. We should implement a half-cent transaction tax on trading of stocks and bonds that would impact the largest speculators. Yes, we can. In California, we should raise the corporate tax rate by 1%, returning to 1980 levels. Yes, we can. In California, we can close corporate tax loopholes, such as the failure to reassess commercial property at market rates. And we can repeal $12 billion in tax cuts approved by the legislature for wealthy individuals and corporations over the last 15 years. Let's stop blaming hardworking public employees for the budget crisis and begin to build a broad coalition to implement a responsible and progressive tax policy. Corporate America must pay its fair share.